Hi everyone, it's Amanda again from Einstein's Fish, and as you know, Time4Learning is just one of my favorite online learning platforms, and it's one that I use and teach my students with, both my kids and helping others, quite often. And so I post a lot of videos about Time4Learning. There's lots and lots of other online curriculums, but I found that Time4Learning it's got curriculum at a level that is a good mix of easy and challenging so that they can stick with it and they can accomplish it on their own. It's also very easy for parents to set up. There isn't a teacher that's directing it. It's all pre-planned lessons and videos, and so it really puts the parent in the driver's seat so that you can select when you want your child to do their work. It allows flexibility for timing, it allows flexibility for vacations. They don't have to be in a class at any certain time because somebody online is watching them. But then it gives you reports so that you can see what time did they do it, how long did they spend on the lesson, how well they did on their lesson. So I'm going to show you today how do we create that saved plan. So I just recorded a video about how do you choose the lessons for each day so that when your student goes on to his page, it will give the planner of what he's supposed to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How do you get that to lay out? So I just did a video on that. And now I'm backing up so that you can see how did I create that plan in the first place? How did I get that weekly plan made? So that's what we're going to do today, is how to actually create a plan that details out week by week so that by the end of the year, you've got your scope and sequence completed and they've completed the course. So you go to your home page. This is now on the parent login. Go to the home page. Go to create a plan. One thing I love about Time4Learning is there's two options that you can choose. So the curriculum calculator is where you type in your student's name. Here, we'll actually click on it. You can type in your student's name, the start date that you plan on starting your school, the end date that you plan on ending, and how many days a week you are going to be doing school. Maybe you're only going to be doing one day a week, and maybe they're partially at a public school. Maybe you're gonna work all 7 days. It really depends on the consistency that you want for your child. Now, what happens is the courses that you've selected get divided out over the number of days that you said that you're going to be doing school. So now on their planner, it just shows the computer-generated number of lessons that you must complete in order to be done by your end date. Okay, the other one is a detailed plan. The curriculum calculator is probably the easiest. I like the detailed plan because I can pick and choose the lessons that I want. So, for example, then I would select the student. I can set a new plan. He already has his own plan in here. I'm going to do an example. Okay, so that's my example plan. And let's say we're just new to homeschool, so we're just going to start February 1st, and we plan on ending when everybody else does in June. So then we save and proceed. Now from there, it's going to allow you to pick what kinds of exercises and activities your student is going to do. So I chose economics class for him. When we set up his account, we chose the classes economics, English, personal finance, U.S. government and civics, and history. We're not going to have we only have a partial year to complete this, so we're not going to choose all material. I'm going to choose my own material. What I love about this is you can do what works for your student. Let's say you want them to do the learning activity and maybe try a worksheet with it, but maybe you're going to do a verbal test with them. Maybe they don't test very well, and so you don't want them to do any quizzes or tests. Maybe you just want them to do a learning activity and a quiz so that daily you can see what they're doing. Maybe you are a working parent and your child is old enough to stay at home and do this on their own, and so maybe you want them to be more monitored where they have to do all their learning by themselves, and then you can monitor them on the back end with taking quizzes and tests. So I usually choose to do like a learning activity and a quiz, because then it's a level of amount of work that they can accomplish on their own, and then on the back end I watch for the quizzes so that every day I'm checking to make sure they mastered the material. And then I do just random little things to test them on my own. So now you can actually go to each subject. So here it'll tell you the chapter and what that chapter is on. So you could decide that you don't want them to do that chapter at all. Maybe they already learned that in a class they previously were in. Maybe they take this up at the public school, and so you don't want them to do any of those chapters. Oh, macroeconomics though, that's something he's really interested in, so we want him to learn that. Now I can actually pick and choose. If I feel it would be beneficial to him, I can unclick any of them that I don't want to include in his lesson plan. Okay, so it's a very simple way for you to be in charge of what you want them to learn, and then at the end you simply save it. Now every time that you are ready to go week by week and plan for them, this is already now in their activity plan. So when you start at the next week is coming up, you go to lesson planning and reports, go to my saved plans, select the student that you're talking about, and then select the plan. So that will be in here. You just click on it. Now everything that you just entered in is going to be listed here week by week. Okay, so in that next video, I show how you go and you select the days that you want him to do which particular exercise. Stay tuned. Watch Einstein's Fish for more videos on how to use Time4Learning, on how to do homeschool effectively, efficiently, and fun for them, and so you keep your sanity. Subscribe and find more videos on Einstein's Fish.